walking on it. Oh, you've got to join. It was just the not the front, but the back.
We want Stormy out! 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 Don't forget. Stop! Tommy Roberts!
It's how you communicate. Yep. So for all of you who are watching, my name is Wendell Daniel, and I'm out here. You've got to learn to walk backwards, yeah? So I'm out here today dressed as an English gentleman supporting Tommy Robinson because it's so important for us to stand shoulder to shoulder and show unity for a political prisoner who's been incarcerated for too long, and he's in solitary confinement on his own. For what? For a civil offence.
Thank you. A lot of people watching, guys.
We want our country back. Stop the line! Great job, Richard! If you're in the press, the media area, go to it. If you don't, get off the stairs road. Get off the clear this area. Great job, Richard!
Right, I'm out of power.
Right, just come forward, very, very slowly.
If you speak to... Right, I'm out of power.
Right, if you speak to the woman in the orange, move back, let these people through. If you're in a wheelchair, get forward. Stop, hold the line there.
Can I get forward?
Rocket there. Cenotaph.
Cenotaph? Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Written by the Cenotaph. Yeah. Shut up. I'm proud to find us, but I'll get Glenn to keep an eye out for your head.
Can everybody hear me at the back? Yes, London, come on! Now, be a little bit patient, because all the speakers are getting prepared for today. But just a little introduction to say that what a shame we've got to be here under these circumstances. However, we are here. We'll make the best of it while we're here. Pull together, stand tall, stand up against the tyranny. Let Tommy hear everyone's voice. Let's get some love in here. And remember, everybody. As I was saying, remember, we are the heartbeat for Tom while he's in there, on the street and online. Don't let anybody provoke you into making a wrong decision today or one false move. I'm not here to tell people what to do, but I see him regularly, I speak to him regularly, and we have come too far just to come this far. I'm going to get the lineup of speakers ready. Are we going to have another song? Let's flood it full of love and optimism. Come on! Tommy's going to hear about this. And let's not forget about the other political prisoners as well, that are locked in a cell for posting stuff on Facebook the Starmer regime didn't like. And then...
See, we ain't got no swing, except for the rain. The tension, the ice is coming, the sun's zooming in, meltdown expected, the weeds have been clouding out.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask that you just slow down with the pushing at the front? It's becoming a little bit dangerous at the front. I've been asked to ask you. Thank you very much. So we have got a lot of speakers today to get through in a very short space of time. So it's going to be a rapid turnaround. But I want you to enjoy every single last word, because everybody It's coming from the heart, and they're all at risk being up here. Remember that. It takes some doing to Hamas terrorist attack survivor. Miss Tao, heart of, ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause.
And we were walking through the cyclamens under the pines when we were pounced on by two men with machetes. I fell to the ground. I struggled with one of them, but he overpowered me. And then we were both hurled to our feet. And then we were in this most surrealistic event. We're under Vermed, really a canopy of pines where I can hear the birds chirp. We're held at knife point for half an hour. And finally, one of them tells me to take off my shoes, and he ties our hands behind our back with my shoelaces. They gag us, and he removes my Star of David. And then I hear this symphony of monotheism. They wail the takbir. Christine Lucan, an American Christian, whimpers, "Jesus, save me." And through the vomit behind my gag, I gurgle the eternal creed of the Jewish people, Shema Israel. He stabs me so hard in the back, I fall to the ground. He leans on my side, and every time he plunges that machete into me, I can hear my bones crunch. And the only thing I know to do is to play dead. So I tried not to move. I kept my eyes open, and in front of me, I watched the most scarring and unforgettable sight of a woman hacked to pieces before my eyes. They leave, and I have one last goal in life. My commission is to die nearer where I parked the car so the police can find my body, and after a struggle, I managed to stand. I turn my back on what is left of my friend. A collapsed lung, a crushed sternum, a dislocated shoulder, a broken shoulder blade, splinters in my lungs, a sliced diaphragm, and in that state I walked over a mile and found help. Story, I have a little bit of hope. In that initial scuffle with these terrorists, the police were able to apprehend the terrorist because of his DNA on my sleeve. The good news is that they were sentenced and arrested, and as I speak, I'm waiting to hear if my would-be killers are going to be released for our hostages. The other bad news that I want you people to know about is for the last 14 years, your taxes have been sent to the Palestinian Authority, who are rewarding these terrorists with a monthly murder salary. Listen up, London. I'm going to get to that. Listen. Listen to me, please. It is unkind and untrue and unhelpful on the Cheso nationality. Sexual slavery, which is what is happening, is in the foundational texts of 7th century Islam. Jihad is a campaign of aggression waged by Muslims against non-Muslim peoples to make them submit to Islam. Islam does not mean peace, it means submission. The sexual slavery of non-Muslim children in this country, at its core, is part of jihad. Jihad shuts down free speech. Jihad sneaks in the back door of the House of Commons and demands blasphemy laws. Jihad marches around the corner under foreign terrorist flags with a battle cry to globalize the intifada, and the route of that intifada passes through an arena in Manchester, London Bridge and the London Underground. No one knows in this country the exact number of child sex slaves. But in a way, that doesn't matter as much as knowing their names. Numbers don't nest in our hearts, but names do. Names conjure up faces. And in Israel, we know the face of every breeze. We have yellow ribbons in football teams. They wear as armbands. Our broadcasters wear yellow badges. And in every public building in Israel, there is an empty yellow chair, and also in Parliament itself. If the posters of your children, your sex slaves, were on billboards in Bradford, in pubs in Rochdale and Rotherham, on tubes in London and Oldham, on taxis in Telford, and in every court, police station and kebab shop in this country, your child sex slaves will become household names, and they will become part of this nation's consciousness. Names of the victims could be news and Channel News. Just think if every MP, every baroness, every local councillor, the Lord Mayor of London and the Prime Minister himself would wear a dog tag like this, which instead of saying, "My heart is held captive in Gaza," it would say, on one side there'll be a Union Jack, and on the other side it would say, "I will make our children safe again." London, people of Britain, to fight this fight, you need to get behind honourable, wonderful, warrior Muslims. The Labour Party is protecting groomers and gang rapists to get the Muslim vote. You need to promote the voices of Iranian dissidents and platform fearless, outspoken Muslim apostates. You need to make the name of Salwan Momika, an apostate Christian but an Iraqi refugee, and he was murdered a few days ago by outraged jihad.
Can you let that lady through, please? Can we let the lady through, please?
I understand outrage.
Should we just let this lady through? Have you got a press pass? You've got a press pass?
I too am outraged.
Just a minute, I'm going to get this lady through.
Shredded my life.
Give your camera to this gentleman.
I lost my health, my anonymity, my home, peace of mind, restful life, routine, income, tradition, the ability to enjoy them all.
They must do right. They must do right.
More than that. I don't know if they let me over yet.
You have a choice as how you say you come over. It's a choice between a machete or a scalpel. And so I tell you, good people of London, and I can see you all, it is incumbent on you, Christians, Jews, Sikhs, Buddhists, Muslims in this country who held in the highest esteem British law. You have to continue to choose the ethical and cultural superiority of Western civilization over 7th century Islam. The alternative, and there's no middle ground, the alternative is to side with the people marching around the corner. They would be the deranged and the depraved who express their outrage by ripping down posters of babies held captive in tunnels. These people around the corner, these are the people who excuse the murder of a refugee because he burned a book of those who persecuted him. These are the people who contextualize, excuse and legitimize the slaughter, the rape, the butchery, the beheading, the burning and the abduction of men, women and children on October the 7th from the farms and villages in the state of Israel. And this is my hope, because I have been wrong. And some of you may believe that this country is out of this barbarity. We are living again. And where there is life, there is always hope. And I've been wrong about myself, given the unadulterated terror that I experienced. I never thought that I would ever be just chilling out with tens of thousands of British patriots, with my back to the Prime Minister of this United Kingdom. So London, just to conclude, I'd like to thank you, and I'd like to say to the people on the march over there with their terrorist flags, It's been very healing for me to take a little time out of my busy schedule of genocide and talk to you all today. So, just remember, London, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. Shalom!
Let's have an absolutely massive round of applause for Tao, real hero of free speech. And I want to very quickly think about Salwan Momika. Salwan Momika had a rather unusual hobby. He burned Korans on a regular basis. Salwan Momika was a hero of free speech. I want to call for this entire crowd to fall silent for 1 minute for a hero of Western civilization and a hero of free speech. Let's have a massive cheer for Salwan Momika. And now I would call for everybody to go into a hushed silence for 1 minute as we bow our heads and remember that hero of free speech, Salwan. Let's have a minute's silence starting now. Let's have a massive round of applause for Salwan Momika. And we want the Tommy Robinson movement, the Unite the Kingdom movement. We want everybody to remember the name of Salwan. So I want everybody in the crowd to start chanting, Salwan, Salwan, Salwan. Salwan, 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 Salwan. And we're going to let the killers, the psychopathic religious extremists that killed Salwan know we will never forget the names of the heroes of freedom. But we will despise your name forever who killed freedom and who killed Salwan. Thank you very much. And now, a slight change of tone. We've got the broadcaster, the writer and the editor of The Conservative Woman. Give it up for Kathy Gingle.
What an incredible honour it is to be here today to speak to this crowd who are here to end Tommy Robinson's isolation. My name is Kathy Gingle. I edit a website called The Conservative Woman Defending Freedom. That is why I am here today, to defend freedom. One person's freedom in particular. Even closer, sorry. Should it be down a bit? Is that better? Sorry everybody, I'm managing the mic. I'm not very used to this. The person's freedom who I'm defending is right now behind locked doors in cruel, solitary confinement. to add my voice to the thousands of people here, to your voices, to call for Tommy Robinson's freedom and immediate release. For his immediate release and an end to this travesty of justice. I am here to condemn those behind this shocking and unprecedented sentence. To condemn those who weaponized contempt of court to silence him. This is wrong. The last time a journalist was imprisoned for contempt of court was in 1963. 2 journalists for 3 months and 6 months. Never, ever with solitary confinement. Tommy is a victim, you all know, of 2-tier justice. 18 months in solitary confinement for a civil offence is obscene and above all wrong. Today, I am speaking for the many people I know who also know it's obscene and wrong, but who are too afraid to speak out. The far-right label is a very, very effective way of shutting otherwise decent people up. Jordan Peterson was right. And I ask, who is responsible for that? The Daily Mail, the Telegraph, and politicians who should know better. They may choose not to recognise Tommy's unwavering commitment to revealing the grooming gang atrocities. They may choose not to like him. They may choose not to have anything to do with him. That's up to them. But letting smears become an excuse for banging him up is just plain wrong. It's time they were told, and I call on them now to stop it, to open their eyes to the biggest travesty of justice of this century in this country, and to join our campaign to free him now.
Come on, big round of applause for Kathy. It's not easy up here. Come on, let's go. Let's be with you. That's what we're here for. We want Tommy out. 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 We want Tommy out.
We want Tommy out. We want Tommy out. We want Tommy out. We want Tommy out.
And you know what? That is exactly what we want. We're not just here to stop the isolation. We are here because we want Tommy Robinson free from that jail cell. No more solitary, no more mucking around. Get Tommy out of jail now, and every other political prisoner that's in there for retweets and Facebook posts that went against the Starmer regime. No more. And next, one of Urban Scoop's, I thought Liam Gallagher's pointing down here on this mic. One of Urban Scoop's favourites, Mr. Danny Roscoe, let's go! Well done, London. Right. For too long, they've tried to divide us. They've tried to silence us. They've stripped away our culture, but today that ends. Because we want our country back isn't just a slogan, it's a battle cry. This land is ours. It was built by giants, by warriors, by men and
open. We are being invaded by thousands upon thousands of unvetted, undocumented men, and we are illegal immigrants living like kings, while our veterans, the men who have bled for this country, sleep on the streets. There is 40,000 people on the terror watch list, Islamists walking amongst us, while every day mothers fear for their children's safety. That is the UK that the establishment wants to hide from the world. The West, we once stood for free speech, but now today's dissenters are either censored, deplatformed, jailed or worse. And again, rest in peace Salwan. Tommy Robinson though, he has been in solitary confinement for months because he told the truth. We are here, stop the isolation, free Tommy Robinson, or at the least give him his visits. But it's not just about Tommy. We are here for every political prisoner who has been punished for telling the truth. People like Wayne O'Rourke, he shared the truth. He exposed the illegal invasion. He said some hurting words granted, but he called out the government's lies, and now he also is in prison for over 2.5 years, while paedophiles and Muslim grooming gangs walk free. Britain has been betrayed by Sir Keir Starmer and the other Sir, Sadiq Khan. They should be charged with treason. But who pays for this betrayal? Because it's not the politicians, it's not the people in their gated communities, it's not even the elites with their private security. It's you, it's me, it's our families, our children. So I demand a few things, ladies and gentlemen. Close down the borders and let the people in. Deport every illegal immigrant, starting from those in the hotels. We go round them up and kick them out. Deport every foreign criminal in our prison system. Round them up and kick them out. Start the re-migration program for those who refuse to assimilate. If you don't want to be British, you can fuck off back where you came from. I also demand that British jobs are made for British people. British homes are there for British families. Schools, dentists, doctors, GP surgeons, it goes on and on. They all serve the British people first. And I demand a government that puts the British people first and protects us from all our foes. That includes the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, and domestic terrorists like Antifa and Hope Not Hate. And I think UKIP want to do this, but now people, I'm going to leave it with this. I am going to leave it with this. We've got to do this for our families. We've got to do it for our neighbours. We've got to do it for every single man and woman who gives a damn about this country. And if we stand together, if we fight together, there is no force on this earth that can stop us. And today, we begin the fight to take back this country. Help make Europe great again. Free all the political prisoners. Demand a full public inquiry into the death of Peter Lynch. God bless each and every one of you. God bless this nation. And everything we do is for Britain. Thank you.
Daddy, you coconut!
Isn't that lovely? Now we're only a few speakers in and I'm already starting. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to move this on swiftly. There's a lot of speakers today. We have got an ex-reform male candidate, Mr. Howard Cox.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? I'll introduce myself because not many people will know of me, but I stood against that little guy called Sadiq Khan. Always gets a warm welcome. I stood against him for Reform UK. I was asked to actually stand as London mayoral candidate for Reform because for 15 years I've stopped £200 billion of tax rises on the motorist. Who drives here? Everyone drive? Who drives a diesel? Who drives a petrol? Okay, you know what's coming out. Who drives an electric vehicle? Okay, it's very sad, you know. I stood as London Mayor and we would have got a lot more people in the Assembly if Nigel had declared, Nigel Farage declared his leadership at that point, but he didn't. He waited until the election, and I stood down in Dover as a potential MP down there, and I came second. I knocked the Tories into third, which is good. After just 3.5 weeks of campaigning, the Labour candidate had 2 years. But anyway, enough of that. I left Reform on a matter of principle, and the matter of principle is very simple. I believe in Reform UK's policies, low taxation, you know, defend our borders, and all of those things we all agree with. But when I got, just before, about 4 or 5 days before I left, I got a text from a senior Reform headquarters person, very senior, said, if you continue to talk about Tommy Robinson, you will be expelled. It will be a party of free speech. And I said, I'm not having it. So I left. And that's the important thing at the moment in time. I don't believe Reform, and this is an invite to Nigel Farage, Richard Tice. Please could you sit down and talk with Tommy Robinson and get rid of your bloody differences? I hope you agree with that. And that's what I'm going to keep calling for. I'm sorry, I stand on a matter of principle. I don't care a damn about politicians and their egos. All I care is about free speech. And Tommy must be freed and released from solitary now. And as usual, the mainstream media attack me on this sort of thing because I'm a far-right thug. Do I look like a far-right thug? But the important thing is, what really turned it for me with Richard Tice in interviews called that lot. And I'm proud to be that lot. And also been called a nut job by certain people. I thought there's a lot of Reform friends I built, there's a lot of good people there in Reform, and I still think Reform is the best option. We've got to get rid of Starmer, and we've got to get a Tory party that is basically like Margaret Thatcher was running all those years ago. If we got that in a situation like that, that's why the right should get together, sit round a table, get rid of all the differences and destroy Starmer. And stop picking on people like Tommy Robinson, because that man, to me, is a political hero. And the other thing also, we've got this two-tier policing, this two-tier justice. There's loads of people with the hurty words. They should be released as well. They should be, all of their criminal charges should be dropped. They should get an apology. And also, one of the groups I'm supporting big time are the Tooting Four. Have you heard of the Tooting Four? Well, these are the Tooting Four. All they did after the 50th anti-ULEZ protest, they were in Tooting. But Sadiq Khan said they were causing harassment outside his house, which was 500 metres away, and he wasn't even there. But these people have been found guilty. for harassment after a 50th anti-ULEZ protest. And the Tooting Four, I think some of them are here today, I really would say, can you get behind them? So from my point of view, I'd like to thank, it's a huge honour to be here, and I'm right behind Tommy, and I'm not going away from politics completely, but I'm still fighting for the motorists. Thank you.
Well, what a lovely man Howard is. I don't think 5 minutes was enough. Perhaps he'll come on my podcast so I can pick his brain a little bit further. What do you reckon? Howard comes on the podcast? Yeah. Now, has anybody seen Wendell? Anyone seen him? Another urban scoop legend? He's in disguise, apparently. Anybody seen Wendell? He's just... Wendell! You're up, brother! Come on! Give it up for Wendell, ladies and gentlemen!
Good afternoon all, can you all see me? Can I begin by saying how great it is for me to be out here today as an English gentleman in my beautiful suit supporting Tommy Robinson, and when I was invited to speak today, those of you who know me will know I've got a big mouth and I can speak for hours, and I was invited to speak to you guys for 2 hours. Can you believe that? But I say no, I'm only going to do it for 5 minutes because other people have to speak. But I am really proud to be out here today. And I'm being honest, those of you who know me will know that I used to believe that Tommy Robinson was a right-wing racist, and I did. I have no problem in admitting this to thousands and thousands of people, but I did my own research and I found out that Tommy is an English gentleman and he is fighting for this country, and that is so good. I went to Telford, I engaged with Tommy, and Tommy has given me an opportunity to stand before you guys. And you may remember some months ago Tommy called me onto the stage and he invited citizens. All a round of applause. Please give them all a round of applause. Without these guys we will not be able to counter the rubbish being put out by the mainstream media. But I am going to end now unusually, but please, please make sure, go on your phones now on Tommy Robinson's Twitter page from 1 till 4 p.m. If you want to carry on this discussion, let's make sure, look into Speaker's Corner, follow me down at Speaker's Corner, we can have a discussion. But before I do go, can I just have another 1 minute? I'm going to ask these guys and girls, please, please, let's raise the roof of these buildings. Tommy is going to be listening. Tommy is going to be hearing you. Can we sing? Oh, Tommy, Tommy. Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson. Oh, Tommy, Tommy. Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson. Hey, big up, big up, big up. Now I'm back to my camera.
What a guy! I wish I'd have had the initiative to take the mic out of the stand earlier. I hate standing there. Big love, brother. So we're getting updates from behind stage of the counter protesters, the lazy left kicking the can about. You know the ones. There's about 500 of them with absolutely nothing to protest against. Who in God's name would want to protest against you, lovely lot? Blows my mind. And political commentator, Cole Benjamin, ladies and gentlemen, let's go!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for braving the cold February. So, one of the narratives that I hear about Tommy Robinson coming from the media is that Tommy is not a political prisoner. And that is obviously false. Because we are ruled by communists. And we know this because Rachel Reeves put up a picture of a communist in her office. Keir Starmer was a Trotskyist in his youth, and his opinion on things has not changed. And to the communists, everything is political. So every decision that they make is a political decision, which is why one of the main problems that we have at the moment is a lack of really good leadership. You'll notice that Tommy Robinson is brought up to Nigel Farage as a weapon by the media, because they know that Mr. Farage has not got a good response to them. And so what Nigel does is insults and denigrates Tommy for the pleasure of the media, which is very foolish because many of his supporters are also supporters of Tommy Robinson. And so what the media is doing, and Farage is allowing to be done to him, is to sow division in his own base and split and make trouble for the people who support reform. What he ought to be doing is stepping over the issue. And when they bring up Tommy Robinson to him, Nigel should be on the attack. He should say, well, hang on a second, why does Tommy Robinson even exist? Whose failures have led to Tommy Robinson being a person we have to talk about? If it wasn't for the fact that the rape gangs had been covered up by the media, by the politicians, by the councils, by the police, if it wasn't for these people all being complicit, looking whoever who's interviewing him dead in the eye and accusing them too, Tommy Robinson would not be here with us. And so Nigel Farage could easily win all of these arguments by saying, I have come here to make sure that Tommy Robinson can retire, by making these problems resolve themselves with justice. Fortunately, Nigel does have good people around him. I've noticed that even Lee Anderson has been speaking quite stridently recently, but I'd like to give a big shout out to Rupert Lowe for providing the moral leadership that is required in this country. And one last thing that really I do find frustrating is the lack of attack on every single one of their narratives. We have a great example in our friends in America. Do not give them a... The obvious thing to do in Britain is to look at the polls. 70% of people are against immigration now, so Nigel Farage could easily win on this subject. This is what they should be doing, and for some reason they're not. Anyway, I will, of course, try and keep it brief because it's very quiet, very cold. But thank you all so much for coming. I'm genuinely shocked at the impressive turnout that we have had. Godspeed.
Another wonderful man. So we're going to have a song, and whilst the music's playing, the charity buckets are going to come round, and all those donations go towards Urban Scoop, and they help families that are going through similar problems that Tommy is in his family, all those political prisoners, banged up, unjust. They always start the music when I'm speaking. You get the picture, and there's also going to be some hats coming round for sale. So hats and buckets and music, and then...
Separate and segregate.
congregate, don't celebrate quite yet. The storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate, penetrate the values of our country and our God is what they consecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait until we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour, troubled souls, wanna grab serpents. Lay down, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's hard, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world has been realizing abusers. Need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, or we just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. No question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, blind, not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling with the punches, I can't take it on the cheek. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting and then I pray for forgiveness.
I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you. We've been dancing with the devil. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with abusers. Need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now. We need you now. One day, one day, one day. I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's hard, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. Need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
One more time. Cancelled by Iran and driving the truth through YouTube via 2TV, 2CTV. It's been a long day. Ladies and gents, Mr. Mayor 2C!
Hello. Well, we're back. As you guys know, we're here for Tommy Robinson, but also all the other political prisoners. But before the BBC has a meltdown, no, I'm not talking about those who went to loot the shops and cause trouble like that, but those who were arrested for protesting, those who were protested for standing on a pavement and observing a protest, and those who posted a meme on social media. We are there for them. But I would like to talk about the hypocrisy of the liberal establishment, not just in the United Kingdom, but on an international level. It's not just this government behind me. Our so-called allies, Justin Trudeau, Emmanuel Macron, all the liberal countries, the hypocrisy of the international allies. They are very vocal when it comes to condemning you, because your views are extremist. They get involved, they interfere in our politics. But they don't talk about, they say it's their country. They say when the Gazans, the Palestinians overwhelmingly voted for Hamas, that's democracy, that's their sovereign right, it's fine. When al-Jilani and his Islamist minions and nutters take over Syria, Justin Trudeau's government, Emmanuel Macron's government, all of them, they go and shake hands with them. It's a sovereign right. But the United Kingdom, the British people, having views, oh, they should interfere. They have every right to interfere. But the hypocrisy goes further. Let's talk about Salwan. Salwan Momika, a Christian refugee from Iraq, a genuine refugee and asylum seeker. The liberal left, who claim that all refugees are welcome here. Not Salwan. The Swedish government let him down. The Americans were supposed to be helping him, took their time. This is the problem that we have. It's an international problem, and I'm glad, again, to see all the different flags, the American flags, the Iranian flags, of course the Israeli flags and all the others as well. We're all in it together. But it's also about you guys. I want to say thank you to every single person who's been patient, who is here in the cold, came all the way from across the countries, some people from across the world. You guys who are furious, but still peaceful. You show your strength in numbers. And it's about you. Without you guys, Tommy couldn't continue what he's doing. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. I'll probably be in jail in Iran. Probably deserve it. But I love you all. I was going to say, my heart goes out to you all, but my fiancé said I can't say it. Apparently you're not allowed to stay. My heart goes out to you all. So my heart will stay right here. Not moving, stay right here. Now, I did also say, obviously, the last few times we were here, I preached. I told you guys, we have a crisis of birth rates and demographics. The Anglo-Saxon Christians need to start having babies. The British patriots need to start having babies. Afterwards, everyone said, what about you? Well, I finally done it. My fiance's here. We're getting married in a few months. And we're going to have a lot of mini 2C TVs. Little ones. Thank you again for everything. And as usual, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to 2C TV. I'm Myers Hussey, and we are the media.
Anybody who's prepared to stand in front of them gets big respect from me. So I want to welcome on stage a brave Christian lady with bigger balls than most, Shalini. Come on, let's hear it for Shalini, big balls.
Thank you. I thank God and I thank the team for inviting me to speak on the stage. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, Tommy Robinson, if he's watching or if he's allowed to watch, that you are never alone. We all are with you. We will fight this fight together. We are never alone. And we want to make this country, Great Britain, great again. Can we hear from Tommy Robinson? Can we hear? Oh, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Hey, Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson! Thank you. I just want to say, you know, this country is a country based on Christian values. This country belongs to the people who wants to live in this country with freedom of right, freedom of religion, freedom of cultural values, and this country embraces every faith, every religion. But my dear friends, there are some politicians and the wicked and evil people in this country who are sitting on the post, on the position, and they are there to destroy this country. Those politicians need to be thrown down, and we need the politicians who work for the welfare of the country. It's time to rise up and save your children, save your families, save your daughters, save your wives, save your mother from the vicious, evil people, those who are working in behind the religion, all vicious and evil acts. You know, in this country, they have caught one word, that is Islamophobia. The phobia word, they have used it in a very wrong way. We are not scared of Islam. We are not scared of Islam. This country belongs to Christians, and this country respects every religion. And we are here to fight this fight together. Tommy Robinson, when he talked about expose the grooming gangs from Pakistan and from Bangladesh, they are grooming our young children, they are grooming our young girls, they are sexually assaulting our young girls. It's time to save them. It's time to speak for them. And Tommy Robinson, I just want to say, you are never alone. We all are together in this fight. And this country, you know, this country gives you freedom of religion. This country gives you equal rights. A lot of asylum people have come here. They have welcomed in this country. But when you live in this country, you don't backstab the country. You don't backstab the country. You respect the country. You don't backstab it. So, your Sharia laws, keep it in your backside. Keep your Sharia laws in your backside. We don't need it here in this country. If you don't want to live in this country, you can go back to your Sharia countries. Not here. Not here. So my dear friends, Islam is not a religion. It's dressed as a religion. But it's the cult and evil and wicked, vicious acts behind the name of religion. So my dear friends, we stand together with Tommy Robinson. And Tommy Robinson, we love you. You are never alone. And I just want to say, Tommy Robinson, may God bless you. May God keep his face shine upon you. May God be gracious unto you. And may God keep his countenance upon you. And may God give you peace. This is for Tommy Robinson. You are never alone. We all are together with you. And we will fight this fight together. In the name of Jesus Christ, we will get this country back on its feet and back from the wicked, evil politicians who are sitting on the post, wicked, evil politicians who are sitting in this for the destruction of the country. They are not for the welfare of the country. So my dear friends, this country embraces everyone. This country welcomes everyone. And it's time that we see that we don't backstab this country. So we love this country. We are standing for this country. And we pray, I just want to pray for the people of this country and for the whole country, that the Lord is our shepherd and we shall not want. We will not lack nothing. He makes us to lie down in green pastures. He restoreth our soul. He makes us to walk in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. And in the Bible it says, even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of the death, we will fear no evil. Fear is from the devil. We are not for fear. Fear is from the devil. But love is from God. And we will fear no evil. And God will make your enemies. God will prepare a table in the presence of our enemies. And God will anoint our head with oil. And surely goodness and mercy will follow thee all the days of our life. And we will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Blessed is the nation whose Lord is God. And we thank you. Thank you, Robinson, Tommy Robinson. You are never alone. We love you and we stand with you forever and ever. Thank you.
Well, that would be a very difficult one to follow, wouldn't it? I'm going to give a couple of announcements and then I'm going to bring a very good friend, Peter McElvenna from Hearts of Oak. But first, before I do that, and if the cameras could get on this, there's a very special event taking place on the 22nd of March this year, and it's called For the Children. There'll be a lot of details out. If you've got these leaflets in the crowd, please scan the QR code, go to the Facebook page, join the Facebook page, and let's get tens of thousands of British patriots standing for our children on the 22nd of March 2025. I want you to give an absolutely massive welcome to Peter McElvenna. Peter has been walking this walk for 20 years. He's done a lot in the background. He put his face out there about 7 years ago with Hearts of Oak. His channel's absolutely fantastic. He'll tell you where the social media is. Give a massive round of applause to my friend and your friend, Peter McElvenna.
Thank you, Richard. Great to see so many patriots here today. And no matter if you've only come across Tommy a month ago or 10 years ago, this is your family. This is the people who will stand with you. These are the people that Tommy has brought together who will speak truth into every situation. So welcome to your new family if you're new to this. You are all enemies of the state. So some of us know what that is like, others don't, but we know we will stand firm because we know what we stand for. I first met Tommy 16 years ago. We launched Hearts of Oak 5 years ago. 10 minutes that way, Tommy spoke, as did Carl Benjamin and others. And I went to see him in prison a couple of weeks ago with Gerard Batten, as I did to Belmarsh before, never having been to prison, except when I visit Tommy Robinson. Of course, I did have to sign an NDA because I wanted to spend time with him and to cheer him up. And he actually cheered Gerard and I up because he knows what is happening out here with Elon Musk and the support that he has. So, how did everyone feel on the 1st of January when you saw Free Tommy Robinson on X, on Twitter? What a moment! Now, I could tell you all about how broken our society is. Rape gangs acting with impunity for 6 years. Nearly a quarter of a million children's lives snuffed out every year in the name of convenience. Sexualization of our children in every area of society. Acceptance of a brutal and destructive ideology based on a man. Our culture and society has been overwhelmed by an immigration tsunami. Absolute truth is rejected. We need something. And Tommy knows all these issues and he has fought against all these issues and in the future but not now. And I want to talk about Christian nationalism. the promotion of Christian values in society. Christian nationalism is hope for our nation. It's a society based on biblical principles, but Christianity is Christ. It's following Jesus. And you take Christ out of Christian and you're left with Ian. Now, Ian's not going to do much for you, so I'd like to see Christ back in Christianity. And Christianity is clearly defined, unlike British values. British values, we hear of democracy. Well, how does that place work for you and me? Parliament, it hasn't. What about rule of law? We now live in a lawless society. Do you trust the police or the courts? I don't. Individual liberty, that has slipped away during lockdown and has continued and is now completely destroyed. What about mutual respect? The only thing we are told to respect is Islam and every culture except ours. What about tolerance? That means an acceptance of error, and I don't subscribe to that. British values are subjective, but biblical values are absolute, and they will show us how to live. The fact that we are made in the image of God, the fact that we are told that God created each of us in the womb, I mean, that should end the abortion industry. Do you know the WHO tells us that induced abortion is a simple and common health care procedure. How is it health care? 3 out of every 10 pregnancies end in abortion. That's 60 million deaths every year. It is illegal to pray outside an abortion clinic. And how can we have 170 accident and emergency departments, but 300 abortion departments? We have more death centres than health centres, and I know Calvin was speaking at one of these events, and I won't give my heart out to you as he did, but you know what I mean. We are made in the image of God. That means our skin colour is irrelevant, our background, our ethnicity. We are all made in the image of God, and every one of us has unique value. What about the God created us male and female? Do you know, this is now LGBTQI month. I don't know if you knew, but this is the first of 28 long days where we celebrate the sexual madness of LGBTQI. It's a month of sexual perversion that reigns in our nation and seeks to destroy the family. Do you know what LGBTQI should really stand for? Let's go break the queer ideology. That's what I would suggest. Let's rename these things. Let's have some fun. It's an evil and destructive ideology that must be destroyed. Now, President Trump is going to destroy it there. We need that same justice here. But can I just finish? We are each here for a reason. In Ephesians it says, we are created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance to do. Every single one of us has a purpose. Every single one of us were created for a reason. We need to make sure and find out what this do. Part of the reason is because you're here, because you want to have freedom. You want your country back. I'll leave you with a quote. Mark Twain said the 2 most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. We need to find out why. Tommy knows why he was born, and that is to speak truth in every section of society. Can I just finish to ask you this week to take time? Many of you have written to Tommy, many of you have talked to family members and colleagues about how Tommy is and what he is doing. Can I ask you to just take a moment this week and pray for Tommy? It's something each of us can do. Many of us here actually believe in a God. You may believe in the God of the Bible. Pick another one. But I want you to pray this week and pray for Tommy, for courage, for protection, for safety, that he will get out quickly, that Elon Musk's support of him will free him. And can I ask you to pray that we see our politicians turn around and accept Tommy is a hero and to have a change in our parliament. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Peter McElvena. Couple of announcements. First one is, if there's buckets in the crowd, if you can start at the back of the crowd, we don't want to go in there, we want to go into here. So bring the buckets up. If you haven't put money in the buckets, do it now. And we're going to introduce a song by Tracy Chapman called Talking About a Revolution. And jump up and down.
Don't you know, talking about a revolution. revolution sounds. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution sounds. While they're standing above their lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unorganized, sitting around waiting for promotion. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution sounds. We're gonna rise up, get their share. We're gonna rise up and take what's there.
Well, we're here today for a very specific reason, and the banner says it's time to end Tommy's isolation. Do you agree with that? I want to go a bit further. I don't want to end, well, I do want to end Tommy's isolation. I want to end Tommy's isolation by freeing Tommy Robinson. We want Tommy out! 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 Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner. Tommy Robinson isn't in prison in isolation because of contempt of court. And this is what the prison governor said. She said Tommy is in isolation because of his ideology, because of what he believes. And let me tell you something today. I believe what Tommy believes. You believe what Tommy believes. And the whole country believes what Tommy Robinson believes. You see, for years, our politicians have cowered in the corner. They've been terrified of upsetting the Islamic community in the United Kingdom. Tommy never had such a fear, and neither do you. Tommy Robinson stood against the rape jihad in the United Kingdom. So do I, and so do you. Tommy Robinson warned about and stood against the Islamization of the United Kingdom. So do I, and so do you. And when there were jihadist attacks, who was it that was highlighting the mosques where those monsters came from? It was Tommy Robinson. Now, Suella Braverman, she said a very interesting thing a couple of weeks ago. She said in 20 years the United Kingdom will be an Islamic state. To quote Margaret Thatcher, we say, no, no, no! Our country, our beautiful Christian country, is never going to be an Islamic state because we're going to take it back! And how do we do that? How do we do that? Well, we take it back by focusing on three things. And the first one has been spoken about a lot today. The first thing that we're going to focus on is spirituality. This country is a Christian country, and it's going to stay a Christian country forever. The next thing we need to focus on is the ideology of our movement. And I'm going to give you a web address that I want you all to go to. I want all the cameramen to get this website as well. I want you to go to a website called thepledge.org.uk. Give a round of applause for the pledge if you signed it. And if you've signed it, I want to ask you to get all your friends and family to sign it, because that is one of the pieces of the jigsaw that will bring our country back and save our country. And finally, we need a political solution. How many people here think the Conservative Party is the solution? How many people here think the Labour Party is the solution? How many people here think reform's the solution? There's only one party at the moment that represents all of our views and all of our values, and it's UKIP. UKIP at the minute is the only party that represents the British people and is taking a stand. And I want to echo Nick Tenconi's words. What we're going to do with the illegals, we're going to deport. The illegal migrants have to go. And I'm going to finish. I know you're all really cold. I'm going to ask you all to jump up and down in a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to finish on this. We need to free Tommy Robinson. And we need to jail, arrest, and deport to Pakistan the Pakistani Muslim rape gangs. We will see victory. We will win this battle, and we will see two-tier Keir deposed from power. Thank you very much. Now, before I welcome our next guest, I'm going to ask you all to jump up and down. I know it's stupid. Just move about. Start getting warm again. It's freezing cold. Start moving without anyone getting hypothermia. Do you know how silly you all look? Andrew Bridgen as the next guest. He's a hero of free speech. Let's get him back in the House of Parliament. Give it up for Andrew Bridgen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We stand here today in solidarity, in support of an English patriot, a man who believes in justice and truth, a man with principles, a man who knows that principles cost you, a man who's now suffering solitary confinement for his beliefs in truth and justice.